Yeah, it's your boy, it's your friend, it's your next door neighbor. What? Name's Samson. I hate myself. I hate everything I do. You watching Potato Salad? I think.
When did you first, when do you remember first getting, into hip-hop or into that sound? And do you have a cognizant kind of memory?
Yeah, I mean, I had, the King of Rock, record.
Okay.
I believe it or not, I think I bought Arsenio Hall's Chunky A tape.
No way.
Which, in hindsight, obviously is not really a rap record, but I didn't know any better.
Sure.
And
you gotta start somewhere.
And that was the really early stuff.
Yeah.
And then I listened to whatever my folks were listening to, and then my cousin actually went away and did ballet. So he was a male ballet dancer, and he went to New York City for the summer. He was straight, and he came back in '91, and he's like, you need to listen to this and this and this. And it's almost like the story that a lot of people, they knew somebody in New York who came back. Right. So he introduced me to Kid and Play, Public Enemy, and Third Base, and suddenly was like, oh, this resonates for me. So
cool.
Yeah. So then, not knowing any better, back then, you'd watch your Yo MTV Raps videos, and you'd see the DJ, spinning or whatever. And I was like, oh, I want to make beats. I want to be a DJ.
Was it immediate like that, where you were like, that's what you identified with? I want to be the DJ?
I want to be the DJ.
Not the MC.
No interest in being a rapper.
Were you a dancer? I had a little bit of a dancer?
Oh, yeah, I had some rhythm. Yeah, it took a little while.
That's right.
The cousin had to, beat it into me. But
yeah,
I learned some rhythm.
Good.
And not knowing any better, I was like, oh, I want to make beats and spin. Yeah. And then once, in classic fashion back then, because there was no internet, I bought a record player and got my little mixer, and it was like, this is not at all what I wanted to do. This isn't making beats, I'm just spinning a record. So, it was like an ongoing comedy of errors where basically, you learn through trial and error, oh, this is close to what I want to do. I want a 4-track. Oh, now I got a 4-track.
Right.
I want this type of drum machine.
Did you have people around you that were into this as well, that were mentoring, or was there people older than you that
really
tipped you to things? So where were you getting? There was
a rap. And I've seen Joe Run talk about this. Rap Sheet. It was like a rap newspaper that came out.
Yeah.
And Phil Most would talk about breaks and stuff, and that was even before my comprehension. I didn't really have a full appreciation for what a break was.
Right.
But it was you sought out information because there was no local information to grab it. So my brother got into it. So my brother's 4 years younger than me. So he and I became, vibing off of each other, and sort of he'd learn something on the sequencer, show me, and vice versa.
Right. When did you get the first sense that you were like, that's good?
Well, I think I should have put this. I mean, probably my freshman year, I went to UMass Amherst.
Okay.
And I went back when UMass was a good hoops team.
Yeah.
And I would say my freshman year, I think part of it was my brother was making beats at the same time I was in different locations. So kind of like now, we'd send stuff to each other, and we would sort of challenge each other. And I think that's when we collectively, he and I, got pretty good, because around that time.
Right.
So
your brother's
talking 94, 95 maybe.
Your brother's pretty important to this whole story for you.
Yeah.
Because he's the person that was into it. He was your competition, sort of.
Yeah, and he's very good.
Really?
So, yeah,
What's his name? Who is this guy?
He went by the classic rap name Rockwell. So
nice.
Yeah, not that unique, but yeah, he's really good. He just stopped doing it. I think like some people, you got jaded and burnt out. And, he's just tired of dealing with, the BS of the system.
Industry rule number 4080.
That's right.
What are you working with at this time? You still just on decks, or are you working with samplers?
Oh yeah, I'm a sample based guy.
Yeah.
So one of the things that prevented me from put myself out there here locally is basically, I have a very large record collection, so it's probably 6,000 or 7,000 records.
Nice.
And I wasn't able to bring it up because it basically was in an apartment that A, couldn't hold it, and then B, if I brought it up, eventually I'd have to move it somewhere. So my wife and I moved into a bigger house 2-3 years ago, and it was I'm going to rent the van and go down and get it. So I didn't get all of it, but I got a lot of it, and I left the other half for my brother. And
nice.
So so my basement is flooded with records. So.